Hello everybody and welcome to the Hearthstone Arena video series I'm going to be starting. Not sure how long this is going to go on, but I thought I'd make a couple videos since I got into the Hearthstone beta, and yeah, I'm really enjoying the arena in particular, which is like a random draft. So I'm going to be going over that, showing some drafting, showing some gameplay. For this first video I think we're going to pick the Mage. And I'm just going to try and make some smart picks here. This choice is a little challenging. Ravenholt Assassin is okay. Light Warden is not acceptable in a mage deck. Secret Keeper could be okay. Probably is going to be fairly weak though. I hesitate to pick the Ravenholt Assassin, but I think we will do so. So, Cone of Cold, Lord of the Arena. Pretty much the basic pick here. Don't really want Silver Moon Guardian. Cone of Cold has some value as early elimination and delay. Lord of the Arena, very strong mid-late game taunt, in my opinion. As far as taunts go, a lot of taunts are fairly weak, but I think Lord of the Arena is okay. It trades decently well, with just about everything below it in mana cost, which is nice. Cone of Cold, on the other hand, like I said, very good for that early elimination, so it's a tough choice, it really is. I may just take Cone of Cold here, but yeah, I will. In this case I'm going to take Sorcerer's Apprentice. Even if we don't make use of her special effect here, your spells cost 1 less mana. She's still 3/2, which is very solid, equivalent to a Bloodfin Raptor, so absolutely good. Very strong card. Mirror Entity can be good, but it's pretty iffy. Grimskin Oracle, not planning on building a Murloc deck, so there's really no purpose in picking that. I don't really care for Frostwolf Grunt. I don't like Argent Squire. I think we may just pick another Sorcerer's Apprentice here, to be honest. Okay, so now we have an interesting choice. I don't think Magna Rager is a very good card. Doesn't trade all that well, in my opinion. You're basically going to get a 1-for-1 at best, and even then, sometimes you may not. Dark Iron Dwarf is one of the best 4-drops in the game. And Harvest Golem is also one of the best 3-drops in the game, so I like both quite a bit. I may rate Dark Iron Dwarf very slightly higher. Very slightly. I'm not sure though. It's a very tough pick for me. One thing worth mentioning is that mages typically end up with a lot of 4 mana costs, so Polymorph, Fireball, both cost 4 mana, so Harvest Golem has a small advantage in that regard. So let's just take the Harvest Golem for now. I don't love any of these. I think, realistically, the Demolisher is the best bet. Angry Chicken can be theoretically good, but I don't really feel like messing with that gimmick right now. Arcane Golem, it's a good card in terms of stats, but the Battle Cry, to give your opponent a free mana crystal, usually deploy the Arcane Golem so early in the game that just gives them way too much potential tempo advantage, which is not something you want. So Demolisher is the best pick here, I think. Alright, Acolyte of Pain versus Fireball. Don't really need Bloodfin Raptor. Already have 2 3/2s. And Acolyte of Pain and Fireball are both very good. Acolyte of Pain synergizes really well with the Mage's hero power, Fire Blast, which allows you to do 1 damage to anything, including your own minions. So you can get some draw out of that. Fireball would also be pretty good. We don't have any 4 mana elimination yet, so I'm actually kind of leaning towards the Fireball here. It'd be really nice to get an Acolyte of Pain, but I think Fireball is the slightly safer choice here. And another tough decision here. I don't think Darkscale Healer is acceptable for what we're trying to do here, but Acolyte of Pain versus Mana Worm, fairly tricky. We don't have a huge amount of spells yet, but Mana Worm can be nice for playing some mind games. It's typically the type of card people are going to see, and they're going to want to try and get rid of it immediately, because it is a type of card that can balloon out of control. People typically want to try and get rid of that, so it's got some nice mind game potential. We don't have any 1-drops. I think I'll take the Mana Worm. Dalaran Mage, quite bad after the nerf. Young Dragonhawk, quite bad. Reckless Rocketeer may actually be the best choice here. I prefer to get spell damage from other sources than the Dalaran Mage. Cobalt Geomancer is a better pick. Ancient Mage is a better pick. Archmage is a better pick, and yeah, Dalaran Mage really just doesn't have a place anymore. I think Azure Drake is a much better pick. Reckless Rocketeer, I think, is going to be our pick here. It's not my favorite card, but you can usually take out something fairly dangerous. So this is actually very difficult. Violet Teacher, Pint-Sized Summoner, Argent Commander, all three very strong cards. Very strong. I actually think we can maybe go ahead and cancel out the Pint-Sized Summoner, because a lot of times you end up playing some fairly large cards, and so there's not always a lot you can combo. You end up playing a lot of big cards as a mage, typically. So I'm not really sure if we need the Pint-Sized too badly. But Violet Teacher versus Argent Commander is a fairly difficult trade. I tend to rate Argent Commander fairly highly, as do most people, because it's pretty much guaranteed to go 2 for 1, and you can get elimination immediately, which is quite nice. In a lot of ways, it's like having 2 fireballs, which is very strong. Violet Teacher, though, very strong in a mage deck, as you can imagine, lots of spells. And just all around, even if you don't cast a spell, it's still a pretty solid card at 4/3/5. Not quite as good as a Yeti, but if you cast just one spell, it's as good as the Yeti, and continues to get even better as you cast more. So, yeah, it's a tough call for sure. I'm tempted to go for the Argent Commander here. I think I will. Okay, so don't like Stone Tusk Boar. Core Hound is way too expensive. It doesn't really have enough health. Doesn't trade that well. 1 for 1 basically. Ogre Magi, 4/4/4 with spell damage +1. Be our first source of spell damage. We don't actually have a lot of 4s yet, so I think it's acceptable. Gonna take our first Flame Strike here, obviously. Definitely needed. Oh, this is not good at all. Magma Rager, Mirror Image, Goldshire Footman. Not a big fan of any of these, quite honestly. I would rather not pick any of them if I had that choice. I'm thinking Mirror Image, maybe. Though, I would pick Mirror Image if we had a Frostwolf Warlord, but there's no guarantee we're going to get that, so I'm thinking actually Goldshire Footman is very slightly better. Very slightly. Just because he can potentially trade with some stuff. Some 2/1s. It's close. They're both not great in my opinion. They're below average at best. So I don't think Magma Ranger is good, as I said, and I'd rather just take this. I guess we don't have a whole lot of 1-drops, so don't really want another Ravenhold Assassin. So the choice comes down to Ancient Mage or Abomination. It's a fairly difficult choice. Ancient Mage, pretty strong in my opinion, if you can set it up. Abomination also can be quite strong. 5/4/4 with that Death Rattle, which can clear out quite a few opponents. Can also be bad for you though, so it's a weird card. Can be good in a lot of situations. Can also be a card you really don't want to play. So it's just kind of a weird thing. Like if we had a lot of Sorcerer's Apprentices on the ground, we don't necessarily want to throw down an Abomination because they'll just die basically, and that's not good. We don't have any 5-drops, which is worth considering, but I'm also maybe thinking Ancient Mage here is very slightly better for my deck. I'm not sure. We only have 1 spell damage. Let's go with Ancient Mage and see how it goes. Okay, so we did get Frostwolf Warlord. These are 3 decent cards. Arcane Intellect is okay, Youthful Brewmaster, pretty solid, and Frostwolf Warlord, I think, is what we're going to take because we don't have any 5-drops, as I said. Pretty strong card. As long as you have at least 2 minions on the field, he's a 5/6/6, which is very good. If you got more, it becomes even better. So, pretty strong card, and can really push you from doing okay to dominating. Darkscale Healer, Spiteful Smith, Mirror Entity. Interesting choices here. I don't love any of them for Mage per se. Spiteful Smith's and Rage Effect is never going to be useful for me because I will never have a weapon. Mirror Entity, you know, whatever. I mean, it can be okay, but I'm not really sure. Darkscale Healer, I don't think is what we want here. I would rather have Spiteful Smith instead of Darkscale Healer, so it kind of comes down to Spiteful Smith versus Mirror Entity. In theory, Mirror Entity can be fairly good, but I don't know if that's going to be true in practice. So it's a pretty risky card, let's say, and potentially countered. So I think a good player is going to be able to counter it and play some kind of weak creature and just basically nullify it. So I'll take the Spiteful Smith. I think it's a little bit stronger overall. Dollar on Mage, again, not very good. Silverhand Knight, quite good. Tauren Warrior is okay. We don't have any taunts, which is the only reason I would consider taking the Tauren Warrior at this stage. And our curve is kind of weird right now. I feel like Silverhand Knight is pretty much the pick here, though. So, alright, so we can make some lower level picks here. Ice Lance, whatever, you know, it's not that great. Harvest Golem is the best pick here, I think. Lugo Warrior, it's basically a 1-drop that has charge, but costs twice as much, obviously, because it has charge. You know, it's whatever, I guess. I don't love it. You can trade into 3/2s for 1/1, which is not great. Harvest Golem, much more efficient. Dragonlance Mechanic, Wind Fury, Harpy, Bloodfin Raptor. I think we could use a little bit more early game presence. Almost tempted to take the Bloodfin Raptor, but Dragonlance Mechanic is interesting. I like it. Wind Fury Harpy could be good, but I don't know if we need it. We have some late game options, but not. Could use more. Dragonlance Mechanic, I think, is maybe the pick here, but I'm nervous about it because we don't have that many 2-drops yet. Only 2 2-drops actually. So I'm not sure. It's a tough decision for sure because I don't want to be lacking in 2-drops, but I'll take the Dragonlance Mechanic for now. Okay, so we got another rare here. Imp Master, Mind Control Tech, Curantor Mage. Curantor Mage, very solid card, 3/4/3. So exactly the same stats as Spellbreaker, except I think it costs 1 less. I think Spellbreaker is 4/4/3. Yeah, that sounds right. I'm not 100% sure. Imp Master can be pretty good. I don't really care that much about the Mind Control Tech, to be honest. Already got some elimination, so it's not super useful. I think we take the Curantor Mage here. Oh, interesting. Blizzard is quite strong. Yeah, in theory, Alarm Robot's pretty good. I don't know. I think Alarm Robot is maybe a little too risky. I think Blizzard is maybe the safest choice here, so that's what I'm leaning towards. Vaporize can be pretty good, but Blizzard I think is the right pick. You could get an okay. So this is the decision right here. Do we want a Frostbolt or another Flame Strike? It's an interesting question. Having 2 Flame Strikes would not be terrible. But we don't have any Frostbolts yet, which is significant, potentially. Yeah, it really is. I'm nervous because we don't have a lot early game right now. I think Frostbolt is safer here. I regret that decision somewhat, but I think it would need it to be made. Ice Barrier, not really interested. Wolf Rider, it's another kind of 1/1 card. Chillwind Yeti though, very strong. So. Okay. Interesting. I may take the Stormwind Knight here. I'm not sure. It's a decent enough card. We already have a Dragonlance Mechanic, so I don't know. Stormwind Knight could be kind of fun though. Let's see if it works. I don't know. Acolyte of Pain has returned, and I kind of want to pick him. I don't think we have him yet. No, we do not. So we'll take him. Not much card draw going on, so. Don't really like these too much. Frost Nova. It's a delay spell. You know, it slows down your tempo a little bit and maybe lets you get something going on. Which is okay. Shield Bearer is not that great. We've already got a 1-drop taunt, so I don't think that's a good idea. Nightblade has terrible stats. Battlecry could be a lot better. Actually much prefer in the same mana category. I think Stormpike Commando is a lot better. You get the same damage value, and very often goes 2 for 1 because he can use his Battlecry of 2 damage to anything, not just the hero. to take down quite a few different types of enemies. So, I don't know though. Whatever, 5. We got a decent amount of 5-drops already. I don't like Frost Nova. I don't think Shield Bearer is the right choice. I don't love any of these, but I'm gonna take Frost Nova. We might take Mirror Entity. Just, yeah, okay. Ah, Fireball. Yeah, Raging Working's pretty good too, though. Huh. Fireball. So, another Acolyte of Pain, maybe. It wouldn't be terrible. I don't think we need it too terribly, though. Novice Engineer, it's actually not bad, because we don't have that much 2-drop. Yeah, it's kind of weird, though. I think these both are maybe slightly better. Scarlet Crusader is nice, because she typically goes 2 for 1. Strong card, for sure. Novice Engineer, though, could use a little bit more card draw, I think. She's okay. I'm almost tempted to just go Scarlet Crusader here. Yeah, okay. What kind of iffy picks? Imp Master, probably. Okay. So this deck didn't go exactly as I expected. I was expecting to get more late picks, to be honest, but that's not what happened. Partially my fault. Should have maybe considered the curve a little bit more. I do think I picked a lot of strong picks here, but I maybe should have been a little bit more aware of my curve here. It's not the ideal curve. If nothing else, I wish the 3 and 4 were swapped. We got some late game options. Got a decent amount of 5s. Got some 6s, 7s, which is good. 2s, I think, slightly weak point. Maybe we'll see. Let's do it. Let's do a match and see how it goes. Hopefully this queue doesn't take forever. All right. So weaknesses on this deck, possibly the early game. I don't know. Didn't really get as many spells as I was hoping for. No polymorphs is going to be a sore spot. I almost regret taking the Frostbolt over the Flame Strike, but I think it may have been the correct choice. I'm not sure though. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna fight a hunter. Let's see how it goes. Okay, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Imp Master is pretty good. Don't need Mirror Entity this early. It's a cheap card, but it's actually better if you can play it later. So, 2, 3, 5. Whatever. So, Sorcerer's Apprentice on turn 2 is the obvious play to make here. See what the opponent does here. See if they make a turn 1 play. Maybe coin out a 2-cost. Always fun to see coin Steady Shot because it's pretty much a waste of the coin if you ask me. Just waiting on my opponent here. This hand is okay. It gives us a turn 2 and turn 3 play, and we do have a strong 5 as well, but that's a little bit later, of course. Another 3-drop is not necessarily what I wanted. Would have really liked to see Mana Worm pop up there, maybe, or Frostbolt, perhaps. Yeah. Oh well. It's not terrible, just not ideal, perhaps. And there's Fireball, which is nice. I'm gonna say hello. Sorcerer's Apprentice going down. So as you can see, this is now a 3 mana. If it doesn't kill it. Yeah, I mean, he probably will. Why wouldn't he? So, let's just see what he goes for. Alright, maybe he gets lucky here. Not really. Lucky would have been hitting this twice, which he did not do. I think Imp Master is a stronger play here. I don't want Acolyte of Pain to be too exposed, so... I also think we trade this, just so he doesn't have any board presence immediately. Imp Master pretty strong. Next turn we may do Acolyte of Pain just to start racking up some points. Don't have any other turn 4 plays except for Fireball, unless if he lays down something fairly large. We'll see what he does. I'm not sure about this deck, to be honest. I feel like we got some bad picks. If he maze a spell here, we're gonna be kind of screwed. Yeah. We're gonna be kind of screwed, I guess. Okay. That's unfortunate. Fire Blast here? Maybe. Could be a thing. We keep the Imp Master alive, or we could just trade the Imp Master, play the Acolyte. It's a weird decision. kind of want to keep her alive. That does not give me a turn 2 play. I mean, it doesn't give me... I don't have a follow-up, basically, so I'm just going to be the Imp Master. Is that a bad thing, though? I'm not sure. We'll see. It could be very bad. Next turn, Silverhand Knight is probably the smart play. Drew Blizzard, which is decent. Of course, Animal Companion. See what it is. Got the pig. Gonna trade it immediately. Which is okay, I guess. Kinda strange, maybe. Yeah, I think we're still gonna do the same thing here. Still gonna Silverhand Knight. Didn't really change my opinion. We'll... Frostwolf Warlord is maybe the strongest play next turn, depending on what he does. Starving Buzzard could be scary. Yeah. It's interesting. Don't have any spell damage to really mess with him right now. Starving Buzzard is considerably more dangerous than the other target, even though they have the same effective health. Not a lot of combo plays I can do here. I don't think Blizzard doesn't help me very much, so I think Frostwolf Warlord is a play here. That's a 5 for 6/6, which is fine. And then we trade this guy into that. He'll stay alive, and I'll just hit this guy because there's, well, debatable actually, quite debatable. There's an argument to be made that I should have ran the recruit into her, just so I could fire blast it. But if she runs it into him, then it turns out okay. Yeah. It's iffy. I'm uncertain about that, basically. The knight here is actually decent. It's the follow-up. Acolyte of Pain. Yeah, okay. Now I get to do a solid 6 to him. And next turn he's in a decent amount of danger. I still got some illumination sitting around as well. Yeah, he'll take a very solid amount of damage next turn. I believe 9, yeah. 9 damage, that's nothing to sneeze at. Along with, we do have a fireball. It's gonna go ahead and hit that, which is interesting. I guess he didn't have another play, probably. To me, that tells me he has a fairly weak hand, and we just got a fairly lucky draw. Indeed. I'm feeling quite solid about this. Okay, there's a couple different things we can do here. I think I'm gonna do the cheekiest one. Yep. Alright, we're in a good position. This guy doesn't seem to have anything game-changing in his hand, or I think he would have already played it, because he's in a fairly negative position. May have gotten some good draw here. Yeah, it's decent. Unless he can kill the Frostwolf Warlord on this turn, though, we actually win because of Fireball. So, alright, that's GG. First game. Feel pretty good about that. Yep, this is a pretty solid game. 21-0. Felt like I was in control most of the game. He never really did anything that scared me too much. Got a gold and arcane intellect. Alright, so starting things off on a positive note, let's keep going here. See how well we can do. So far this deck is it's gone okay. Early game, not necessarily the most plays, and by early game I basically mean turn 1 and 2. There's quite a few options I have once we get to turn 3, 4, 5, which is nice, and a lot of potential combos I can make once we get to turn 8, turn 9, 10, etc. Just because I have so many of those cheaper cards. Okay, Q's taking a little while. I'm going to take a sip of water here. Not sure how to feel about this music. I actually kind of like it. I know some people not a huge fan, but yeah, it's alright. Alright, game. I think it's going to give me an error message here. If past experience is anything to go on. Which is unfortunate, but that's what it is, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot to talk about that match. I never really felt super threatened by him. Yeah, okay. Expected that. I'm having some server issues lately. Particularly this past week. It seems like they've had a couple of problems. Probably don't have quite as many people working on it right now, thanks to BlizzCon getting ready for that. Okay. Yeah, usually the queue is very fast, so it starts to take a little while. Yeah, it's safe to bet you're gonna have an error. So, I'm gonna go up against a warrior, which is a little spooky. Fire Warrocks is always a problem. And, I don't want to mulligan Gulcher Footman because he's never gonna be more useful than he is right now. Basically. Yeah, he's just not. What I can do here is, I think I can play Gulcher Footman, and then coin, or no, I play Mana Worm, play this, and then I have a 1-2-2-3 on turn 1, which is pretty strong. You know, it's okay. This guy is now a 2-drop basically, so that's pretty solid. River Crocolisk, if you will, with potential to grow. I would be surprised if he did, but it could happen. And this is probably the very best thing I can do with Gulcher Footman in this deck, so it's interesting that we got this play. He doesn't have a play, which is pretty solid for me. I guess we just get to do a little bit of damage here, not a huge amount, but enough that I'm pretty happy. It's actually very good for me that he didn't have a turn 2 play, I would say, because it lets me get some control here and maintain. Next turn, obvious play is Harvest Golem, but we'll see if we need to react to something instead. It's fairly dangerous. It's a 4/3 with potential to grow, so it's a little spooky. Could just trade it down, which maybe is the best choice here. I'm uncertain. Yeah. It's gonna go 2 for 1 for him, which is pretty solid, but I think that's okay. I don't think it's the end of the world if we do that. It's kind of weird though, isn't it? I think getting Harvest Golem on the field here is kind of important. So, we'll just give him the 2 for 1. Well, I don't know if that was the right decision. I'll think about it some more. I mean, 2 for 1 is not ideal. Definitely good for him. Now he's got a 4-drop as well, which is a little scary. I'll have my own 4-drop though, so. Kind of cold here could actually be somewhat okay. I don't know though. I think I'm just gonna chill wind it. Get rid of that whelp even. This guy looks like he might 3 for 1, which is pretty solid. 3 for 1 at the best. So, Chillwind Yeti, fairly good card, of course. Whirlwind, gonna get some work done here. Okay. Weird plays are being made today. Ah, okay. Makes more sense now. Fairly decent play. It's acceptable. Let's see if we get a 3-drop, because that might be somewhat ideal. No. I think Silverhand Recruit here is the best play. Yep. Gotta keep up, basically. Fire Blasting may have seemed like the ideal choice, but I don't think it was. Especially not against a warrior. Not a whole lot of buffs, so. Blizzard next turn is looking pretty solid. Not as solid now. Argent Commander, you come just in time. Very good draw. Alright, so now we have a fairly strong hand. That's 8 damage. Follow up Ravenholt Assassin next turn, which will go at least 1 for 1 in all likelihood, which is pretty solid. Gorehowl comes out. Strong card. For sure. Still gonna get to do 8 damage, but it's pretty solid from him. It's a good play. And yep, no reason not to play this Ravenholt Assassin in my opinion. You may use Gorehowl here to get rid of this Silverhand. I'm not sure. Okay. It's a little scary. But not a problem I can't solve either, so. I'm actually kind of curious. This is really just going to reset the board. Huh. Is that good? Frostwolf Warlord. I don't know if he's going to get to come out later at a better time. I don't really like going 5 for 5 though. It's kind of decent though, isn't it? Well, Spiteful Smith is a little better. Yeah. Okay. This is the whole reason I have Ravenhold Assassin, quite honestly. Traded into an 8 with my 7, which I like. I like that quite a bit. I think he came out as an 8. I didn't check. Don't remember how the... I know Molten Giant works off health. I don't remember how Mountain Giant works. So. It seemed like it was an 8, but I could be wrong. Okay, so we can... should trade that probably. No. Okay. Kind of weird. He's gonna try and rush me down, and he just got rid of Gorehowl. Huh. Weird. Very strange decision. I'm trying to think about why he would have done that. It's weird stuff. Yeah, I'm not really sure why he did that. I don't have a follow-up here, which sucks, but... I mean, I could Frostbolt him, what's the point of that? Just dumb, kinda. So, Frostbolt Warlord could come out next turn. Yeah, okay. Probably gonna hit this. Seems like the smart play. Okay. Kinda weird to go ahead and play that. Yeah. Huh. There's a lot of stuff he just put down. Kinda wanna see a spell damage come out. No? Huh. Oh well. Could help us. Maybe? Not sure.
What to do?
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. So this is 8. That's 10. That goes back down to 8, which is kind of cool. There's no follow-up, but cleans the board, so. This is why mages are annoying. Yeah, that was okay. I feel decent about that play. We're kind of vulnerable right now though, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, that'll keep him in play. Certainly. Wonder if he has a follow-up. I'm wondering about what he has. Arcanite Reaper. Okay. I don't have any oozes, so it's kind of dangerous. Ancient Mage finally pops out. And Frostwolf Warlord here would actually be somewhat safe. Yeah. Need to get rid of this, so. That's 9 mana, so. Huh. Do we need to get rid of it? Not really. Oh well. Yeah, so he's probably gonna kill the Ancient Mage, if I had to guess. Yeah. Let's see what he does. Cleave. You know. Kill the Frostwolf Warlord now, I guess. He's gonna rampage, is it? I should have thought about that, I guess. So his whole tactic here is gonna be to rush me down. Huh. That seems like a flaw. Actually, I want to punish that kind of behavior, so let's just win. Alright. Yeah. Okay. I think that guy tried to rush me a couple times. It was weird. He kept doing. He did that like twice, where he had potential to possibly take some control back, and he just chose to go for a rush. I noticed it both times, and I think it was the wrong decision both times. Yeah. Could have been an accident, I guess. Yeah. No, probably wasn't. I'm gonna Alt-Tab real quick, just to make sure all my stuff is still working, which it is. Sorry if that messed up the video. Had to make sure I was actually recording. Okay.
You asked for it.
This is okay. Still don't love the Goldshire Footman, but turn 2 Frostbolt, probably not going to get a lot of use, but we could play a 2/3. So another warrior. I guess it's a 5, which is acceptable. We'll see. Again, not a big fan of this Gulcher equipment.
Mind if I roll knee?
Trades against that, basically. Which is okay. Yeah, there's no need to trade him actually. Don't play 2-1s against mages, kids. Not a good idea. Armoring up, okay. It's looking okay for me so far. He's having a very slow start. Even slower than I am. Which is interesting. Nah, not really that much slower than me. We played about the same amount of stuff. Or exactly the same amount of stuff, I think. Yeah, that sounds right. Oh well. Raging Worgen comes out. Gonna need to frostbolt that immediately. Yep. Can't risk it, sadly. Kind of a weak tempo play, but absolutely necessary. Never know what he's got. He's got something like Cruel Taskmaster, can pop it out, and suddenly there's a 6-2 on the board with Wind Fury, and that is unacceptably dangerous. Can't take that risk. So we will just take this loss. Alright, so Gold Shield from Men finally goes down. Spiteful Smith here, I think is the correct play. We'll see what he does. Deal with this. Is this the same warrior from last time? I don't remember what his name was. Huh. I guess I'll never know. Well, I might if I watch the video. Alright, Emperor Cobra comes out. And Acidic Swamp is. Okay. Interesting. Didn't really make too many plays there. I don't have a great play here, which kind of sucks. I don't want to hit the Cobra with this guy. Need to get rid of this Serathi Weaponsmith, I think. Yeah. Okay. And I think I don't have a good way to eliminate this. I mean, Rocketeer is pretty okay. It's not though. I think it's actually slightly better to play it like this. Okay. The reason I chose to play the Dragonling mechanic instead of the Chillwind Yeti is because of the Emperor Cobra, basically. Emperor Cobra very nicely trades against Chillwind Yeti, but because the Dragonling mechanic splits, no longer quite as clear of a trade. So, obviously still best for him to actually hit the Prime mechanic, but that does still leave me with some value from that card, which is nice. Unlike the Yeti, which would just die outright. So, making the right call there. I think that's the correct one to take out. And then he'll probably trade the Ooze into that. He's got a Korkron. That's pretty good. Can actually clear the board here, which is a little spooky. Blizzard here is looking okay. Okay. Hope for a 2-draw. I don't know if we would get one though. So, we'll just see. Yeah. Huh. It's a weird situation. You can't really have that much more to play. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, he's sorry. That's nice. I think Chillwind the Cobra, yeah. Because he can't trade this into this. I mean, he can, but it doesn't kill it. Unlike the Cobra. So, nuking the Cobra is the right call there. Could have run out the Ravenholt Assassin as well. I'm a little scared. This guy has 2 card advantage over me, and he's done a good job controlling the board so far. Yeah, that can be scary. Let's see. Yeah, a little scared. I don't think. Well, okay, I understand why he did that now, actually. I was wondering why he did why he gave the okay, we need to do something here because this is a bad situation to be in. Blizzard doesn't help that much because it doesn't give me anything really. Sort of need to get rid of the Warsong Commander. It's just too dangerous, basically. If he drops a 8/8 next turn or something, it's huge. Very difficult to deal with that, obviously. So
What to do?
we may just have to sacrifice tempo on this turn and try to recover, basically. Which sucks, but Blizzard's okay, actually. Uncertain. Blizzard, Rocketeer. Blizzard, Rocketeer. Okay, so Blizzard would allow me to kill the Warsong Commander because I did Flyer Blast it. And it would keep this guy out of turn. This would just kill it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's very important to get rid of the Warsong Commander. Too dangerous at this stage of the game. No idea what he has, but if he has something really big, it's far too dangerous to let the Warsong Commander live. And it does make him useless for another turn, which is kind of cool. Is he just gonna hit me? Yes, okay. Wow, what a weird way to use Gorehal. Huh. Okay. That does not seem good to me. I don't like it very much. I don't like his play that he just did. I don't like it for him, basically. Yeah. Seems weak to me. I mean, playing Gorehal, fine, but using it just to hit me, I'm uncertain if that was the correct decision. Gorehal is very, very nice at establishing board control. Which he had, but, you know, he knew I had more cards, so, yeah, just a weird thing for me, I think. Arcanite Reaper comes out. He's going to continue with the burst, which is actually kind of working okay. Indeed, it's actually going to kill me, so it's pretty good. Okay, we need to make some trades here. If we don't trade everything, we die. So that sucks. Is what it is, though.
I wonder.
So I trade this into this, right? This into this. Doesn't really make a difference, does it? Well, hopefully he doesn't have a way to instantly do 2 damage or we die. It's gonna depend on that, basically. If he's got a charge or something, it's game over. But, he might not. We'll see. Ah, he's got Gorehal. Okay. I don't know why he has so many Gorehals. I don't know. That was weird. I don't think that guy... I don't really want to criticize him, but I don't think he really played well. I don't think he played that well. I just don't think I played right, or I didn't get the correct draw or something. I disagree with the way... I mean, using the Gorehal for the finisher, obviously. In some ways, it was the right decision. In other ways, I'm uncertain. I don't know if I would have done that as well. Obviously, it worked for him, so what am I saying? Yeah, that is our first loss. So 2-1 here. Going up against the Priest, which is sort of iffy. It's okay, draw. Might get rid of the Cone of Cold. Nah, well, yeah, I'll keep it like this. Whatever. Let's see if it works out or not. Okay. Passing the turn. Yeah. Yeah, he played well, I think. It's kind of weird he had 2 Gorehals. I don't think that would normally be a very good choice. Maybe it would be. It's hard to say. No oozes really kind of sucks a lot. It is what it is, though. I don't know if we even had the option to pick up an ooze. It may have been one time. Obviously wasn't that appealing though. Only choice here is to play Sorcerer's Apprentice and hope for a 1/1. Yeah, I mean I could have waited it, but That's pretty bad for tempo. Yep, that's it's pretty much, and especially since he didn't actually make a turn 2 play, it's the best thing that could have happened in my opinion. Hit Master here is very slightly better than Acolyte of Pain. And then we can Acolyte of Pain afterwards. Yeah, it's okay. What I still want to kind of see out of this that we haven't gotten to see is Imp Master with kind of a full deck and then go into a Frostwolf Warlock. It'd be pretty scary. Kind of dangerous to do against the Priest, of course, because they have mind control, but it'd be kind of cool anyway. Raid Leader? Kind of dangerous to play Raid Leader by itself. As in, it's extremely dangerous to play a Raid Leader by itself. He'll trade though, so maybe it's his best play. I'm uncertain. Can't leave it alive though. And I wanted to play the Acolyte, so it's a good play, I guess. Got him probably what he wanted. Light Spawn, pretty strong. Don't have a huge way to deal with it right now. You know, I might just drop Frostwolf Warlord on this turn. I don't think he's gonna get any better, honestly. Doesn't let me deal with that well though. Which sucks, but it is what it is. Hitting him with all these guys doesn't make a huge difference because he can just heal it for 2, which he probably will do. Yeah, Frostwolf Warlord seems okay. I don't know about this. We'll see. I honestly don't think Frostwolf Warlord was ever going to get any better than 7/7. But we'll see. Wow. That is incredibly lucky. Really shitty. Probably just lost us the game. Yeah. I don't know what I'm not really sure what to do now, to be honest. Ay. I maybe should have tried to play around that, but not really a card you expect people to have because it's honestly not a good card. But I got lucky, so it is what it is. Need to try and deal with it now. Gonna be very difficult though. It's a good start. Next turn we can Flame Strike. We're gonna be struggling to get back into this though. He's definitely got tempo. Got very lucky. There's a 1 in 3 chance, 67% chance he was gonna get a minion with 1/1. So risky, so risky. Wow. Okay. I don't know about this, you guys. I'm not really sure. Feeling like it's probably gonna be GG. Flame Strike there though. Dude has a lot of cards. Probably 1 mind control at least. Possibly, maybe not. It's not good. Yeah. Not really seeing a lot of ways to come back from this. Unless I just get very lucky. Guess I'll Mirror Entity.
Ready, sir.
In case he decides to do a big drop. Which is possible. Some 8 big drops, of course, that he could do. Would be fairly helpful. Get my own Stampeding Kodo. Doesn't actually do anything for me. Okay. Yep. So, this is probably game. Unless I get a really good draw. I'm trying to think of what I could even draw. Just think about this for a second. Yeah, it's game. Might as well not waste any more time. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Honestly. He got very lucky. I don't like to blame losses on luck, but he got quite lucky. There's a 33% chance of that outcome, and he got it. Arguable he didn't really deserve it, but, you know, It's what the card is, so you gotta deal with the fact that it exists. Oh well, not a big deal. 2/2. Let's see if we can pick it back up some. Some definite flaws in this deck.
You asked for it.
Could you have some more flame strikes maybe? Some more early game nukes as well would be decent. Wouldn't necessarily help there, but just in general they would be nice to have. I think this is okay. Maybe. Yeah. It's nice to have flame strike in your hand, but not ideal in this case. Oh god, I didn't need flame strike and blizzard. Those are my two big AoE nukes. Don't love it. Do not love it. Yeah, not gonna give me a turn 2 play either. It's unfortunate. Harvest Golem though, fairly good turn 3 play. Absolutely no tempo right now though, so that kind of sucks. Let's see if he creates some tempo for himself. He does, maybe? 3 drop here is kind of gonna be a problem perhaps. Yeah, it's okay. Almost wondering if this is even worth it now. Yeah, it probably is. What do we play next turn? That's a good question. Yeah, that sucks. I'm a little worried about this. Yeah, don't want to let that get buffed up, so. I may just nuke it here.
What to do?
It's a pretty weak play. Yeah. Okay. I don't know about that. I'm really unsure about that play. But at the same time, Scavenging Hyena is a pretty dangerous card, so. Gonna be a guy with a lot of taunts, I can tell. Just gonna be a problem. Of course. Not much I can do here. Yeah, maybe some things, obviously. So, what I will probably do is kill that, summon the Chillwind. I don't know how to feel right now. I'm feeling like we're definitely behind the 8-ball a bit. But we have some potential. That's probably Explosive Trap or Snipe. We'll see, I guess. He's definitely getting to do quite a bit of damage to me. Quite a bit of damage. Blizzard here is okay. Yeah.
Job's done.
Is it an Explosive Trap? Ah, Freezing Trap. Oh my god. Wow, that's really bad. Nobody uses Freezing Trap. That guy does, though. It's pretty good in that situation, but in general, it's not a great card. Was expecting Explosive Trap, to be honest. This is looking pretty terrible so far. I have no idea what I want to do. That is probably okay. I'm just feeling a little bit strapped here. And this guy is rushing me down pretty well. Early hand wasn't that great. This deck is somewhat vulnerable to rush.
I wonder.
Two of these. Well, I'm not going to count this as a loss yet because we can still turn it around, I guess, but it's sort of unlikely. Flame Strike next turn, dude. Yeah. Probably just gonna hit me, which is fairly interesting. He'll win next turn, so it doesn't really matter. Yep. Didn't draw a taunt, so it's GG. Huh. That sucks. Yeah, so that is the worst arena I've ever done. I've never done that badly before. I've always gone at least positive. 3-3, 4-3, 5-3. Deck was pretty vulnerable to rushdown. 2 of the 3 times we lost was rushdown for sure. 1 of the times we lost, definitely luck. Some serious luck involved. It is a card game, and there is luck, but you know that was an additional luck factor, which whatever. I don't want to keep talking about it quite frankly. But let's see what we get. Gonna get a card, and probably not a huge amount of gold. I'll open the pack though. There would be at least 1 pack, as there always is. I think we lost in the drafting there, unfortunately. Got a rare, which is kind of neat. I will probably do another one fairly soon, maybe tomorrow. I think my draft was not strong enough, basically. You know, part of it, quite honestly, is that I don't really like playing mages. Got 2 rares. Oh, a gold rare, nice, cool. Yeah, I don't really love playing mages that much. The other 2 choices were like Hunter and Druid. All around, between those 3, I would rather pick nothing, basically. So, kind of iffy. It's probably my 3 least favorite classes, so it kind of sucks. Yeah, they might very well be. Not to say mages are weak. And I probably made some drafting errors for sure, but yeah, you know, it's interesting. So, I hope this has been a interesting video. Not really a successful video. So, yeah, it wasn't a successful video. 2-3, I don't count. I look to go at least 5-3 because that is my it's basically my average. So pretty much a failure in that regard, but has been the first video. It is what it is. It kind of sucks. Hopefully we can do better tomorrow. Maybe get a class I enjoy a little bit more. I like control decks, and mages are control decks, but I don't like the playstyle that much. It's kind of weird. And I don't know, some lack of spells also. I think we only had like 5 or 6 spells. That sounds right. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Yeah, it's no polys. I like having polymorph. It's very strong. And no watermelon until it's either. Not that many frost bolts. Yeah. Not only do I not like mage that much, it was a pretty bad mage draft. Like in terms of what we got the choice of. But that happens. That is that's the beauty of Arena. Sometimes you will get some amazing crazy shit and be able to pick up like 4 flame strikes. Other times, not so much. Probably some errors on my part, but yeah, for sure. Certainly some mistakes. I may have been able to turn some of those around. One thing I want to talk about real quick is I was complaining about the mind control tech a lot. It was a valid play by him. It was probably the best play he could make. I don't think the card... I don't think it's worth picking, honestly. It's extremely situational. A lot of times you're going to have a better rare to pick than mind control tech. I'm not saying it's terrible, and obviously there are some very situational circumstances in which it can work. As we saw, I'm like 95% sure that won him the game. So, you know, it's pretty good. But it's very situational, and situational is not ideal in Arena. You kind of, in my opinion at least, you kind of want consistent cards that are going to be strong always. And something that has like a 25%, 50% chance of being useful, it's not that great. And 3 for 3/3 with, again, kind of a weird battle cry. It's not that great. Anyway, I will we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.